Hello everyone, my name is Vidima Bedi Thareja, Brand and Marketing Manager at Employability.life, a wholly owned subsidiary of Federation University, Australia. We live in a world where the requirements of industry is changing rapidly, and whether academia is able to meet those requirements or not, because there lies a huge gap between academia and industry. To delve into this topic more, we have Mr. Trevor Goddard with us, who is Associate Director, Global Engagement and Business Development from Federation University, Australia. We are very honored to have you, sir. We welcome you.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
So, as I just mentioned, that the gap between academia and industry is growing. So, how Federation University and Employability.life, as they are working together, they can prepare the learners with the right skills, the skills which are not just enough for their careers in India, but in Australia and also globally.
Thank you. It's a fascinating question and one that I don't think will be resolved anytime soon. There's always been a healthy intersection between universities and industry, which is obviously where students gravitate to. So universities don't work in isolation. They're living, breathing parts of every community and society and have been for hundreds of years. So they play a really important role. They're deeply embedded in local and global communities. So particularly regional universities in both India and Australia, they're vital parts of communities. They influence socially, culturally, they drive business decisions. They're large employers of people, so they play an important role in regional development in both of our countries. So partnerships such as between Federation University and Employability.life are really important ways of blending an academic experience with industry expectation and industry experience for students. There's a strong emphasis on practical learning for students and embedding the theoretical knowledge that they gain in university into the society or the industry that they're going to go and work in. So the collaboration that students are able to get through Employability.life take their academic experience and start to actually embed that with what we often call a softer skill, which is a really important part of making sure that their technical skill and knowledge becomes useful in a real world life experience. So technical and knowledge specific skills are incredibly important, but it's the capability to communicate, share, work in a team, get along with colleagues and sit within a team in an environment that brings that knowledge to life. So this is a really important and unique part of what Employability.life does, is make sure that the student is ready for employment across their whole life.
I completely agree with you, because I heard it by a very famous industrialist that if you have knowledge but if you're not able to share it, that's of no use. So if a person is not really ready to know that how they have to behave in the industry environment, so that the knowledge might actually lag behind. So I think it is very importantly, and you have rightly mentioned that soft skills are extremely important for the learners and not just the technical part. So in a rapidly changing global job market, how do you think Employability.life and Federation University ensure that students are not just getting the degree, but also the practical exposure, the confidence and networks to succeed in the market and in the world?
Yeah, thank you. So I think Employability.life has tapped into something that is required globally. The global workplace values agility, problem solving, cross-cultural understanding, and people being able to come together to communicate that technical skill set that they bring into the workplace. So the unique feature of Employability.life's work is the work simulated learning. So unashamedly, the opportunity to bring teams of students together to work on a case that is delivered by industry, that's relevant to industry, that's what gives them a real world work experience. When you couple that with Federation University's international curriculum, then what you're doing is creating or giving the opportunity for graduates to be work ready in the global environment. And I think the important part of that in this unique partnership between Federation University and Employability.life is that students are placing themselves in a situation where they have global career pathways available to them. So whether that be through a pathway to Australia, whether that be working in India, or whether that be working anywhere around the world, they're enhancing their employability.
As you have mentioned about the work simulation pedagogy, which Federation University and Employability.life uses, how do you think work simulation is important for the learners?
Yeah, thank you. I just want to pick up on work simulation because, of course, work simulation is set in a cultural context. And what's really important here is that this is a fantastic partnership not only between two organisations, Federation University and Employability.life, but it's a partnership between India and Australia, and I think that deserves celebration as well. So there's an importance here of industry partnerships, the work that mentors play, and the access to an alumni community as well.
Mm-hmm.
There's a strong, rich and diverse Indian diaspora in Australia, and there's a growing alumni population in India of students that have come through Federation University programs. So both the co-op model for Federation University and the Employability.life program represent platforms that celebrate and bring both of those communities together. What does that do? It enables them to prepare graduates for jobs that may not exist today, but they'll be emerging tomorrow. So like any successful partnership, this actually provides value for everyone. Employers benefit from getting early access to talent. Industry sectors receive student graduates with job-ready profiles, and academic programs, importantly, get live and ongoing feedback on the intersection of their work with global industry expectation and requirements. So it's a win-win-win.
Yeah, I completely agree with you over this. And I think this leads to my next question, which is actually regarding the co-op education model. So the co-op education model is gaining a lot of importance now, which I think Federation University has been using from quite a many years. So could you share how this model actually helps students gain the workplace readiness while they study and why it is critical for their employability?
Sure. So I agree. The co-op model is gaining international recognition. And part of that is that there's a unique element to creating something in what I would call a third space. So we traditionally talk about academic programs, and then we might historically have spoken about industry experiences being something else.
Mm-hmm.
The co-op model uniquely brings those two together and creates something new. So it's the integration of a workplace experience into an academic program. So they exist concurrently. I think what that does is it allows the learners to test their theory in practice in real time, and conversely, it gives the industry a partner and insight back into the academic program to see how the two things come together.
Perfect. I think that's something which is very much important for the learners, because if they want to be ready for the future of work, they need to have an experience so that they are ready from the day zero and not from the day one.
Correct. My sense is that it creates a very different kind of student experience. And maybe if I can explain that in a slightly different way, it allows an academic program to transition perhaps from being seen as a transactional learning exchange,
Right.
and it puts the student into a transformational environment where the learning is existing concurrently alongside the industry placement and allows them to see them and experience them happening at the same time.
Absolutely, absolutely. It was wonderful having you with us, and I think this topic is really going to help all the learners who really want to be ready, not just for their career of current time, but also for their lifelong careers. So thank you so much for spending your time for us.
Pleasure. Thank you for hosting me at Employability.life. It's been a pleasure to learn more about the work and to support the partnership with Federation University.